After our first episode in our new season in League One, we had success with 2 wins from our first 2 games. Now we're back for the second episode against Birmingham for the second round of the Carabao Cup. Much better and higher up opposition. Do we stand a chance? I very much doubt it, especially considering the 2 games since our opening 2 games we have lost. So form isn't good, and yeah, Birmingham are going to be a lot better than us. So let's put the team together and let's see how we do. Just before we get into the game though, let's just go over a few of the things that have been going on. And we are currently sitting in 10th place with the 6 points we gained from our first 2 league games. With 4 games in, so 2 wins and then 2 losses. It was a let's just go in and have a look. Right, so we played Preston in the next game and we lost 2-1. That was a bit of a closer affair, but then we were away to Lincoln and they really showed us where our place was. They played us off the park from top to bottom, and we literally didn't stand a chance in that game. So yeah, we trying to move on from that as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, the next game after that is our game against Birmingham. So I'm kind of expecting more of the same, unfortunately. If we look at our finances, though, we very much are out of money. And I think these higher wages that have been allowed and probably needed, they're just draining us. And we're now £84,000 in the red. So yeah, we need a cup run, decent cup run in this season, just to balance the books, because clearly our gate receipts against our outgoings just aren't enough, unfortunately. But we have had some new arrivals, so let's just have a look at who we have got. One other little thing, we did have a little mutiny on our hands. The players weren't happy about our depth in the goalkeeping department, and that was led by Elijah Morgan, which is a little bit annoying because he's our captain. He could have just knocked on my door, had a little quiet word with the gaffer. Gaffer, I think we need more numbers in goalkeeping, but he came with a small army of followers to demand that I improve our depth in that position. So, and you might recognize this name, Owen Foster. I went and had a look, and one of the top goalkeepers that was available for free on a relatively reasonable wage, because we're pretty much out of money. As you can see, we've only got £682 a week left available. We've got nothing basically left in transfer budget. We're over on our scouting budget as well. But Owen Foster, who was on loan with us last season from Hull, it was from Hull. Has come in and happy to be the backup goalkeeper. So as far as quality goes, he's quality. We know he was quality last year. He helped us get promotion, pretty much. So he was one of the guys that really stood out for us in our promotion push. But he's come in as backup behind Finley Herrick. So yeah, he will do a job nicely. That's if it actually gets through the door. He's accepted the contract offer. This hopefully he can come in before anyone else decides he's well worth it. As for the other players, right, let's start from where we left off. Charlie Olsen was the last person through the door as another centre back option. And he is a very good player for our level, or our squad level, should I say, rather than league level, because there's so many players out there that are clearly better than what we got even now. Next person through the door was Alexander Omorovich. Now, Alexander Omorovich is an 18-year-old goalkeeper, and he looks pretty good for an 18-year-old goalkeeper. For 18 years old, he looks absolutely outstanding. He's got a good bit of potential. So I'll put him on the development list. Hopefully we can get him out on a loan. And hopefully he can get a loan somewhere nice with good training facilities and some good coaches, and he can develop well over the next year. I think he's in on like a 3. He does have longer than a year. I'm sure he does. Maybe he doesn't. But yeah, he is in. He was in through the door next, should I say. And then it was Tamsman Rogers through the door. 18-year-old central defender. Looks very, very tidy. Don't like all those red arrows across the board, really. Maybe he's just a little bit unsettled for a moment. But he did have an injury almost straight away, so maybe it's got something to do with that. However, we've got some good quality depth in central defence for us to work with. And next, the last piece of the puzzle for the season ahead is Sebastiano Riganato. And yeah, 19 years old, Italian. And yeah, he's by far the best striker we've seen at the club. And so now he came in and got an injury playing for the under 21s or something, just to get a bit of fitness, and got injured straight away. So yeah, we've been without him, but I look forward to seeing him on the pitch and hopefully start banging in the goals with his 17 finishing. So yeah, look forward to that and seeing his development, as he's only 19 years old and he could grow into an absolute beast. Yeah, he's and by far got the largest wages that we get. I literally had to stretch everything we had to get him through the door, but I'm hoping it pays off and I'm hoping it's worth it, because yeah, I think he looks very exciting, and to have an out and out striker, and not your Zach Ritchies, who's, you know, I see him more as if anything, a deep line forward in that position, a little bit like Oyatunde was. And then, you know, you got your Oliver Iro. Is it a comparison? I'm not sure it is, really. It's totally different levels. So yeah, looking forward to getting him fit, playing and banging in the goals, hopefully. He does have clauses. A lot of the players have clauses, unfortunately. You know, we got some good level players in, but they wanted assurances that if bigger clubs come in, they can get out. But this guy has the biggest release clause that we've had to put in, or been able to put in. And if a bigger club comes knocking, they've got to pay us 1.8 million to get him. And even if we're relegated, it's still 1.1 million. I even had to slip in a sell-on fee percentage of 25% for him. So yeah, he's costing us a lot. But I'm really hoping it pays off. So yeah, it's a bit of a gamble. But looking at him, I think it's a good gamble, a worthwhile gamble. So yeah, we need it to pay off. All right, and on to the match at hand. And with little to no hope of actually winning this draw, I decided to experiment a little bit. We've got 3 really good centre-backs, pretty good centre-backs for what we've had in the past. So I'm trying to experiment with slinging the 3 of them in together and just seeing what happens, I guess. It might be a complete disaster, but I kind of feel like any way we approach this match against Birmingham, it's gonna be a disaster. I mean, how can it not be? We're just not there yet. We had the luck of the draw in the first round against Exeter, but not so much in this one. So we're just gonna have to see how this one plays out. It could go okay. Players seem happy. It's not a formation that they're familiar with, but it didn't seem to sort of go down too much anyway. Right. Chance of the exact revenge on Birmingham. When did we play Birmingham? Must have been in a friendly, right? Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't think we're going to exact revenge upon them, but let's just yeah, no pressure on us today. Go play with some freedom. Let's see what happens. Look at that stadium. It makes ours look miserable. But we get there one day. I know we will. We've already filled the stadium. I think in our last match we filled it to capacity. So yeah, a little while of doing that, and the board are going to have to, their hand will be forced to look at expanding or something. Might not happen till next season, to be fair, or the season after even, but we will see. And there we go. We are 1-0 down already. Well, 10 minutes gone. 1-0 down. So probably should have been doing better on that. Talking about set pieces, it should still be relevant for defending set pieces as well. But I got an email through saying that the board are now allowing for a set piece coach. So no longer do I have to rely on just the best at set pieces out of the coaches that we have. We can now get a set piece specialist coach in. So that'll be nice. That'll be something new and shiny and different. So yeah, look forward to seeing how much that changes. And that is 2-0 down. Pretty much within less than a minute. And that's not the way you want to go about it. And considering we got 3 what are meant to be capable centre-backs, they didn't cover themselves in glory there, did they? Nor did the keeper, to be fair. But yeah, all round, pretty disappointing. I'm not sure how this experiment is going, although I don't know how much I should be expecting to see off of opposition like Birmingham. Do I write it off as a failure, or do I just understand that doesn't matter what formation we go in with, it was going to be a real hard task anyway, and that's 3-0 down. This could get really embarrassing, and perhaps could be a good idea to change the formation. Yeah. All right, I won't do anything just yet, but hey, let's get rid of that. Ugh. 3-0 down. Hopefully we don't end up sort of 10-0 down by the end of the game. That would be just awful. I mean, every single player for player, they're going to be a level above. So it'd be nice if we can sort of see this game out not being any worse than 3-0 down. But they continue to carve their way through us, and we don't seem to have an answer for it at the moment. Maybe 3 centre backs is not the answer, and I'm just gonna have to rotate between a lot of them, because they're all at least regular starters, which it could be a problem. I was going to say that could be a goal, but not with a shot like that. That was awful. And I think he was offside. He was offside. But even if he was onside, that was a pitiful, pitiful shot. And just says to me how much we need that out-and-out striker in the team. Because we haven't had one for a long time. I'd say probably Ash Boatswain was the last out-and-out striker, though, you know, he was mainly a target man. He did a good job, you know. Poor Ash Boatswain. All right. You're doing... No, you're not doing well. All right. Let's see if I can drive some enthusiasm into them. I don't really see it happening with this formation, though. I think it's probably a failure. Maybe not enough. Maybe we didn't have enough going forwards in an attacking sense. But we might be able to do something here. We've got Morgan with the ball. Finds Cafu. Back to Morgan. Morgan tries to play it into the box, but can't quite find a Farnborough player. We retain possession to Cafu. Richards takes a shot from quite a distance out, but he can't get it on target. But it was a good effort, strong, hard effort, and kept it nice and low. But not on target, so all for naught. Right, let's change some things up. Let's change the tactics to the tactic we know. And right, let's try and figure out how we can fix this. We're not going to fix it. We're not going to fix the tie. Don't be silly. Right, let's take Olsen on because he's frustrated and in danger of being booked. So that is our defense sorted. Right, so Olsen is going to need to come off for a Cafu. Not come off for him, but right. Right, we need deep line playmaker. And then a ball winning defend. Swap those guys around. Right, Olsen. Who can we bring on for you? I guess we're going to bring on Zach Henry. Richie is tired, so let's bring on little Timmy Davies for him. And then I think Cafu's probably going to get tired before long. Let's just, we've already lost the tie. Let's just make the changes and see out the game. We'll rest Richards as well. Bring on Iro. Wait, he says. In fact, undo. Right. Bring Hoy. Back there. Cafu. I mean, you could play out there. Right. Let's just do this for the moment. There's a couple of changes. We've got some time left. We'll come back and make the rest of the changes shortly. But yeah, we'll probably look a lot more solid now. Like we've got a bit more, when we do regain possession, like we can actually do something with it. And we do start with pinging the ball about a little bit quicker with seemingly a little bit more purpose. And Hoy into the box. He finds Cafu, and there's one back, just like that. Well, now it makes you wonder if I'd started like that. No, surely not. I don't think it would have made a difference. Though maybe we should have gone with our strongest option rather than dick about and try and experiment in such a big game. I just couldn't see it being a winnable game no matter what we did. So there we go. It is what it is. All right, Cafu's dog tired, so we're going to bring on Kea, who has been very bright with us for us so far early on in his Farnborough career. Okay. Harry Lee is very tired. I've not really got any options for you though. I suppose I'm just going to have to bring on a Kagbu in your place, and he's just going to have to be a makeshift right back for the moment. And then one more, and I think we might as well. We'll rest Elijah Morgan as well. He does tend to get quite tired in games. He's not really got the stamina or the natural fitness to see him through most of the games, and it's a bit of a shame because he's our captain, and yeah, he's developed into one of our best players overall. That was a good corner, a good chance of another goal there, and that would have been interesting if we'd hit the pause button. If we'd pulled it back to 3-2, that would have made an interesting last 10 minutes. But that does look like it's going to be all we can do. Does make me wish I had just stuck with what we knew we were good at from the start. It might have been something different, or at least we might have put up a bit more of a fight. But that is nail in the coffin there. That is 4-1 in the 93rd minute. So I think pretty much that probably would have been the sum of it. Maybe would have ended up 3-2 at the end of the game. I don't know if you can hear a motorbike in the background, but still got to have the window open because it's still scorching hot and I can't cope without fresh air. But yeah, 4-1, very disappointing. Wish we could have done better, but it was always going to be a very hard battle for us to get anything out of in this game. I'm going to say I don't like what I saw from the team because I don't like it whenever we lose, no matter who we're playing. So yeah, it is what it is. Right, so as this was so early on from our first episode, I don't know whether to now play a few matches off camera and get ahead and to see where we end up. Well, we're Colchester in 20th. I mean, that could be a winnable game for us if they're down in 20th. Maybe we play that and we end on a positive note, I think. So yeah, we get ahead to the Colchester game and see if we can get anything out of that. All right, and it is being confirmed, or at least I'm confirming it right now. Owen Foster is a Farnborough player, which will provide very decent backup for our goalie for the rest of the season. And hopefully that will satisfy the little player mutiny we had, because yeah, there we go. Morgan is no longer worried about the lack in squad depth quality. Cool. Okay, so he should be happy. His little minions should be happy too. So yeah. Okay, so we are literally here at the Colchester game anyway. So I will sort the team out and be ready for it. We literally only had 2 days since last game, so I don't know who we're going to have fit and not too tired to play. So we'll work it out and we'll be back. All right, so I've got this squad put together for today's game against Colchester. And we do have some tired players and we've still got some niggly injuries around the squad. But it's still quite a strong squad we've managed to put out today. Obviously, Finley, Eric in goal, Harry Lee, Taylor Foran, Tansman, Rogers comes in to defence to see how he does, and Elijah Morgan. I don't know how Charlie Olsen is going to feel about that, but I'm going to have to swap them out and share the play time between the 3 of them anyway. Right, and then in our defensive midfield roles, we got Rory McKenzie and Cafu. The 2 old heads. And then our attacking midfielders, we have Zach Henry has come in for Armani Richards. He's not really been doing too well, though he does have 2 assists to his name. Yeah, he had seemingly had 1 good performance there and then hasn't really been performing. Same too with Zach Ritchie up front. I bring in Timmy Davies for him, though Timmy Davies hasn't been doing anything either. But Zach Ritchie has been struggling for form as well. All right, where was I? Sorry about that. Dogs coming in and making a nuisance of themselves and being all noisy, so just had to kick them out. Right, so yeah, so Zach Ritchie hasn't been performing a solid 6.46 rating on average. Though we have had some difficult challenges, to be fair, but yeah, we need something more than that. So Timmy Davies comes in for him. Oliver Iro keeping his place on the left, and Kea in the middle, who's probably, though his average rating doesn't really say it, seems to be one of the standout players with 2 goals and 1 assist to his name so far. He's got the biggest goal contribution out of all of them. So that's who we're going with today. On the bench, we got Zach Ritchie, David Okogbu, Dean Hoy, Armani Richards, Charlie Olsen, Mitch Pinnock, and Jamie Ash. Sebastiano Rigidnato is not fit yet. They reckon he's good for 75 minutes, but I'm not going to risk it. I want him to get fully fit before we bring him in, and hopefully take the leash off him. So yeah, let's get on with the game and see if we can get a result. What did I do wrong? All right, I'll go in and check that. I might have overlooked something there. All right. Yeah, put an end to the bad form. Right, let's skip, and to see what. All right, yeah. That's definitely got to change for you. Okay. No, Taylor Foran is definitely not a libero. None of them are probably standout liberos, though Olsen and Rogers do well. Their rating is sort of 2.5 or 3 star for being a libero, so we're probably not quite there yet for liberos. So maybe next season we will see. We can get a bit more exotic with our formations and our tactics and whatnot. All right, well, a very uneventful first 35 minutes or 40 minutes now, nearly, with very little to show for it, and not a single highlight. And we're approaching half time. We get our first highlight of the game, and it is a highlight for Farnborough. On the attack, we have Henry finds Mackenzie. Mackenzie plays it all the way back to Rogers. Rogers plays it out to Cafu. He slots it through to Sinan, and he slots it into the goal for another goal contribution from him. He does look like he's been a worthwhile signing. That £80,000 hopefully will be a drop in the water come to the end of the season when he has proved his worth, because he is already double goal contribution to the next best person. So, yeah, good start from Mohamed Sinan. And that is 1-0 just before half time, which is just what you want, to go in leading, and in front of the home crowd as well, which is always nice. Right, we will take charge of this match, hopefully. They need to start playing with a bit more confidence. As the season goes on and they start gelling, the cohesion is still really low. So, yeah, there's still loads of work that needs doing there. Partnerships need to be made. And things will get better in that respect. So as the season goes on, there are things to look forward to. Like, things will only get better, and that is goal number 2, and that is another goal contribution by Mohamed Sinan. That is another assist. So he's now got 2 goals, 3 assists to his name in as many matches, I think. So he is contributing, having a goal contribution every game so far. Really, really, really promising. From Mohamed Sinan. Yeah, really happy I pulled the trigger on that. All right, well, that is 2-0 up, just either side of half time getting the goals. So yeah, that's definitely put us in control of the match. We've got 4,673 people in attendance today, so that is quite a high percentage for capacity. So yeah. Attendance-wise, things are looking pretty good, and the Cafu's given away a penalty. No, come on, you're meant to have the old, wise head. Don't do silly things like that. That's a young man's game doing stupid stuff. And that's 2-1. Herrick, not a penalty saver, it would seem. Well, we'll see. Can't judge him off of one, but his reactions were a bit slow and not quite on the money. No Alfie Roberts. But still a better goalkeeper all in all. All right, let's make some changes now. We're still 2-1 up. We're still in charge of the game, pretty much. Right, I'm going to bring on Jamie Ash, the young lad, and put him up front. Give him a chance to shine. Who else is tired? Right, Rogers needs to come off, and Olsen can come on. It's a good swap. That really, really, when you got a player like that to come off the bench and cover, then it's really good. I've given myself a no cover at left back, and I know Elijah gets tired in a game. He's just going to have to hold out, is Elijah Morgan today, because I messed that up. I've not given him any cover to work with. All right, well, that's 2 swaps, 2 subs for the moment. That'll do. We'll play another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll get the rest of our substitutions in. Right, another highlight though, and it is Colchester to have a goal kick, but we pick up possession, and it's Sinan with the ball again. Can he find an assist or a goal? No, he loses possession, but now we have it back, and it's Harry Lee breaking into the box. And the less said about the better. That was real disappointing. He has no business in there taking a shot. He should have squared it. It would have been a goal. Quite likely been a goal. He has no business being in the box trying to shoot. Not with a right foot like that. And that's his best foot. So, and now that disappointing shot threw me off, and I forgot to do the rest of my substitutions. So, let's bring off the yellow cards. Okogbu can come on for Foran. Rory McKenzie for Hoy. And then we got some very tired, very, very tired legs. We did just grab ourselves another goal though, and I'm going to bring on Amani Richards for Zach Henry and see how we do there. Right, what happened there? That is Zach Henry with the goal. So he might be disappointed to be pulled off, but I'm not going to change it now. I'm sure he's not going to complain about it. Right, that is 3-1 though, with 5 minutes to go, and it looks like we're probably going to come away with the 3 points here, which is not too shabby. I was hoping we could get something out of the game with Colchester being in 20th, But after only a few games, well, 4 games, it's not really enough to judge how well we're doing or how well another team is doing. They could have had plenty of injuries and whatnot. So, but they do pull it back to 3-2, and we've just got an edgy closing minutes to the game. If we can just see it out, and we do. So 3-2 on the day. We could definitely do better controlling the game and defensively. But yeah, hopefully we can get even better going forwards as well with our new striker. I'm looking forward to getting him fit and healthy and in the game. And hopefully he's banged in a few goals before we come back for the next episode as well. Yeah. All right, so let's have a look and see where that leaves us in the table. We are currently in 7th place with 9 points on the board, plus 2 goal difference. So on the on the better side of things at the moment, this early on in the season. But we will see how things go. A couple of bad injuries in bad positions for us, and it could definitely make things worse. But it's definitely not been all plain sailing for us so far. I mean, Lincoln, who done us 3-0, are down in 13th at the moment. So, they really showed that they were a much better team when we played them. It was actually hard to watch us get played off the park like we were. Maybe it was more my fault. Maybe it was more tactical than anything else. But we're doing all right so far. 7th with 9 points on the board. Yeah, we're kind of nearly a quarter of the way to the points that we need to know we're safe for the end of the season, which is really great after 5 games. So let's have a look and see the schedule and see when we're going to be coming back for. And I think it might be coming back for our first FA Cup round. I'm not too interested in putting in the Papa John's Trophy games. I'd rather get them out of the way and be done with them as quickly as possible. Though we do have some winnable games in our little group. Northampton Town from League 2 are in a group. Swindon from League 2 are also in a group. But we also have Tottenham's under 21s in our group. And yeah, if we get anything out of that game, it would be like trying to get something out of the Birmingham game. It's pretty much mission impossible, I think. But if we can win those 2 games against Northampton and Swindon from League 2, then that will see us through from the group stage and into the first knockout round, which will probably be as far as we get, just like we did last season. So yeah, I'm not too interested in those games. I could pretty much, as long as we turn up and play as well as we can, then we'll probably be winning those games, lose to Tottenham, and go through the group stage to the knockout stage. And then whoever we meet after that is probably where we'll say goodbye to the Papa John's Trophy competition. But the FA Cup. The FA Cup is the holy grail of the cups that we want to concentrate on. We're already out of the Carabao Cup, having made it 1 stage further than last year, which is great. But now we want to do the FA Cup. We want to do the first round. We want to do the second round, and we want to be getting into that third round at minimum. I mean, if we get a real lucky break with the draws and who we come up against, we could go further. But we'll see. We will see. We might not even make it past first round. But that is what we're going to come back for. We'll come back for our Salford game, who obviously we came up with from League 2. They were League 2 champions. They currently sit down in 17th. So comparably, we're doing a little bit better than they are so far this season. So yeah, I think we'll be back for the Salford game to reacquaint ourselves with them and whoever we're going to be playing in the first round of the FA Cup. So yeah, we'll see then. All right, well, that's us done. Hopefully we're not bankrupt by that time. We've currently got £9,000 in the bank. Whew, big money. Yeah, all right, so that's us done for today. If you've liked today's content, please leave us a like and leave us a comment if you've got anything to say. And if you're watching and you're not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you along for the journey as I try and grow this channel. I really appreciate all of your support, whether it's a like, a comment, share, subscribe. Really appreciate it. Anyway, as for now, I hope you have a brilliant rest of your day, and I will see you again in the next one. See ya.